Well, guys, it looks like some Twitter files has just dropped, and I'm going to get immediately into it. Now, this is not the Twitter files for Fauci, but it has something more to do with the intelligence community. And Matt Taibbi is going to tell us exactly how that happened. Let's get into it. This video may be long because there is a very long thread. Alright, so, how Twitter let the intelligence community in. August 2017, when Facebook decided to suspend 300 accounts with suspected Russian origin, Twitter wasn't worried. Its leaders were sure they didn't have a Russian problem. We did not see a big correlation, no larger patterns. Facebook may take action on hundreds of accounts, and we may take action on 25. I want to say we're probably going to assume FB, but I mean, it most likely means Facebook at this point. To keep the focus on Facebook, Twitter was so sure they had no Russia problem. Executives agreed the best PR strategy was to say nothing on record and quietly hurl reporters at Facebook. Twitter is not the focus of inquiry into Russian election meddling right now. The spotlight is on Facebook, wrote Public Policy VP Colin Crowell. September 27, 2017, after a curiosity review, Twitter informed the Senate it suspended 22 possible Russian accounts and 179 others with possible links to those accounts amid a larger set of roughly 2,700 suspects manually examined. Receiving these meager results, the fierce Senator Mark Warner of Virginia, ranking Democrat on the Intelligence Committee, held an immediate press conference to denounce Twitter's report as frankly inadequate on every level. Mused Crowell the day after Warner's presser, after receiving an executor from Warner's re-election campaign, asking for $5 or whatever you can spare. LOL, General Counsel Sean Edgett. Keep producing material. After meeting the congressional leaders, Crowell wrote, Warner has a political incentive to keep this issue at top of the news. Maintain pressure on us and rest of the industry to keep producing material for them. Taking their cues from Hillary Clinton. Crowell added Dems were taking cues from Hillary Clinton who that week said it's time for Twitter to stop dragging its heels and live up to the fact that its platform is being used as a tool for cyber warfare. We're going to go over this one specifically because this one gets used with Hillary Clinton. This is to Jack Dorsey. And it goes on right here. Warner has a political incentive to keep this issue at top of the news, maintain pressure on us and the rest of the industry to keep producing material for them and generate interest for the November 1st hearing that is planned. Democrats also taking cues from Hillary Clinton, who is in her What Happened book tour, is pointedly talking about the role of Russian propaganda and dirty tricks that were pushed through social media had her in demise. She has specifically called out Facebook and other social media for not doing enough to address state-sponsored mischief in the election. And it goes to here saying Hillary Clinton accuses Facebook, Twitter, and Google of enabling Russian agents. Alright, it goes on. And growing anxiety over its PR problems, Twitter formed a Russia task force to proactively self-investigate. The Russia task force started mainly with data shared from counterparts at Facebook, centered around accounts supposedly tied to Russia's Internet Research Agency, IRA, but the search for Russian preferably was a dud. October 13, 2017. No evidence of a coordinated approach. All of the accounts found seem to be lone wolf type activity, different timing, spend, targeting, 10K and AD spend. October 18th, 2017. My apologies. First round of Russia investigation, 15 high-risk accounts, 3 of which have connections with Russia, although 2 are RT. October 20, 2017. Built new version of the model that is lower precision but higher recall, which allows to catch more items. We aren't seeing substantially more suspicious accounts. We expect to find 20 with a small amount of spend. October 23, 2017. Finished with investigation. 2,500 full manual account reviews. We think this exhaustive 32 suspicious accounts, and only 17 of those are connected with Russia. Only 2 of those have significant spend, one of which is Russia Today, remaining 10K spend. Twitter search finding only 2 significant accounts, one of which is Russia Today, was based on the same data that later inspired panic headlines like Russian influence reached 126 million through Facebook alone. The failure of the Russia task force to produce material worsened the company's PR crisis. In the weeks after Warner's presser, a torrent of stories sourced to the Intel committee poured into the news. An example of being Politico's October 13th, Twitter deleted data potentially crucial to Russia probes. Were Twitter a contractor for the FSB, they would not have built a more effective disinformation platform. Johns Hopkins professor and Intel committee expert Thomas Reed told Politico, as Congress threatened constant legislation and Twitter was subject to more bad press fueled by the committees, the company changed its tune about the smallness of its Russia problem. Hi guys, just passing along for awareness the write-up here from the Washington Post today on potential legislation for new FCC regulations that may affect our political advertising, wrote Crowell. Hi guys, passing along for awareness with write-up here from the Washington Post today on potential legislation for new FCC regulations that may affect our political advertising, wrote Crowell. In Washington, weeks after the first briefing, Twitter leaders were told by Senate staff that Senator Warner feels like tech industry was in denial for months, added an Intel staffer a big interest in political article about deleted accounts. Twitter pledged to work with them on their desire to legislate. Knowing that our ads policy and product changes are an effort to anticipate congressional oversight, I wanted to share some relevant highlights of the legislation Senators Warner Butcher, I think that's how you pronounce that, I'm not quite sure, and McCain will be introducing, wrote Policy Director Carlos Monge soon after. The committees appear to have leaked, even as Twitter prepared to change its ads policy and remove RT and Sputnik 2 plus 8 Washington. Congress turned the heat up more, apparently leaking the larger base list of 2,700 accounts. Reporters from all over started to call Twitter about Russia links. BuzzFeed, working with the University of Sheffield, claimed to find a new network on Twitter that had close connection to Russian link bot accounts. It will only embolden them. Twitter totally did not want to endorse the BuzzFeed Sheffield's findings. Senate Intel Committee is asking possible to whip something together. So when the BuzzFeed pieces came out, the Senate asked for a write-up of what happened. Twitter was soon apologizing for the same accounts that initially told the Senate were not a problem. Reporters now know this is a model that works. The Cycle 3rd legislation waited to scare headlines pushed by congressional intel sources, followed by Twitter caving to moderation, as would be later formalized in partnerships with federal law enforcement. Twitter soon settled on its future posture. In public, it removed content at our sole discretion. Privately, they would offboard anything identified by the U.S. intelligence community as a state-sponsored entity conducting cyber operations. Twitter let the USIC into its proliferation process it would not leave, wrote Caldwell. In an email to the company's leaders, we will not be reverting to the status quo. 33. For more of the Twitter files, check out Brian Weiss, Schellenberg, and David Swift. Watch this space shortly for another trend. So, it just seems that it seems a lot of the Russian hoax may be impossible, or Hillary Clinton was partial to this, eh? I don't know about you guys, but it seems that this is quite damaging for Hillary Clinton in this aspect. Now, I think that what we're coming in to know here is that Hillary Clinton is it seems to not be a good person, as we all do. Hillary Clinton seems to be a very terrible human being, and I think that we might have some Hillary Clinton might have some questions to answer here, right? I think we need to do a more thorough investigation. Can't wait for more of the Twitter files. Hope you guys enjoyed the briefing. I will put the full thing down in the description, obviously. I didn't go through the whole thing, because if I did go through the whole thing, it would be a very, very long video. I want you guys to get the gist in the full thing and pretty much what's all going on, so you guys, don't have to sit through all the BS. So, if you guys want more of a full review of it, or want me to go through the whole definition of Twitter, please leave it in the comments down below, so that way I know if you guys actually want to do that. Because if not, then I'm just going to go through it briefly, as I have been doing the past few times. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and as always, take care.